Vicente Moreno makes a winning start to life as Osasuna coach in El Sadar, and he does it against the man that he replaced in the summer, Jagoba Arrasati. Arrasati back at his former club, but it was not a happy return. He had 6 good seasons as Osasuna coach. He got them promoted and he got them into Europe, but he was unable to beat them as Mallorca coach. Mallorca made such a good start to the season, of course, with that draw against Real Madrid. David Garcia was honoured at the start of the game. 305 appearances for Osasuna before he left at the end of last season, and the club still trying to replace their legendary central defender. They will have, of course, until the end of the transfer window, which closes next week, to do that. Once the action got underway, it was a very lively start from both sides. Mojica, another player returning to a former club. Of course, he was at Osasuna last season with Arrasati. He whipped in that cross from the left, and we saw plenty of attacking forays from him. Just under 20,000 in El Sadar. And there were a few early scares provided by the Mallorca strike force, led, of course, by Morici. There is Vicente Moreno, also, of course, up against his former club. 3 seasons at Mallorca, 2 promotions from Segunda B to the top flight. And once Osasuna got into their stride, well, there was no looking back. Brian Zaragoza was very lively down the left. Ruben Garcia popping up in the middle there, but playing for the most part on the right. Ante Budimir, and an excellent first half performance from Aimar Oroz, just playing behind the Croatian striker. And John Moncayola as well, starting this game in midfield. Very impressive performance from him. And by Arezzo, that's his cross. And Budimir very nearly gets on the end of it. Arezzo would be the provider of the goal in the second half, as you'll see shortly. But in terms of bright and breezy attacking football, it was the best we've seen from Osasuna for some time. They weren't always a good watch last season for neutrals, but excellent first 45 minutes from them, and they deserve to take the lead. The only reason they didn't take the lead was because of Dominic Graf in the Mallorca goal, and that's his stop there from Aimar Oroz, who'd been played in by Moncayola. Mix up at the back. Mascarell was had his pocket picked by Ruben Garcia. Aimar Oroz couldn't finish down at the other end. Morici does well to hold this up and play it to Sergi Darder, who's got options but goes for goal himself, and draws a fine save from Sergio Herrera. Fantastic atmosphere in El Sadar. It was a year to the day that Osasuna played Club Brugge in the preliminary stages of the European Conference, and of course they didn't get past that stage, and that sort of burst their bubble before the season had even really got started last year. They had quite a flat year, Arrasati's final campaign, so this effervescent performance, a couple of nutmegs from Brian Zaragoza included, will really give the supporters, there's another one there, give the supporters optimism for what's left. Lovely ball in behind from Moncayola, sending Arezzo down the right, and his cross just a little bit too much on it, and it meant that Ruben Garcia couldn't get the final touch. Through the legs of Mascarell from Brian Zaragoza, on loan, of course, from Bayern Munich, where he only played once last season, having joined in the middle of the campaign. Only started 1 game, I should say. He's on loan, and 6 goals last season for Granada. Here they come again, Osasuna, and once again Moncayola linking up with Arezzo. And that's another excellent block from Dominic Graf. They saw what Dominic Graf could do. It was Budimir with the shot. not Ruben Garcia. They saw what Dominic Graf could do last season because he played in the cup games, and of course they went all the way to the final, in the end losing the final. But he's been promoted to #1 in the absence of Rajkovic. He was beaten there, or would have been, but he was saved by his post. Aymar Aroth, who was man of the match in the first half, had the shot. Very bright performance from Aymar Aroth, which will encourage Osasuna supporters, because he had didn't have the best of times last season. This is his free kick. Another fine save from Dominic Graf. Aymar Aroth, who broke through the season before last. So last season was his second season. Now in the third year of life as a senior player at Osasuna, and he was excellent for his new manager, Vicente Moreno. But Mallorca had a great chance right at the end of the half. Asana with the header. He heads it down into the ground, and it bounces over the crossbar. He thinks it got a touch, and it possibly did. The referees, the match officials, didn't give the corner. But what an opportunity. You can see he puts his head in his hands. He knows what a chance that was to open his account. Got 6 goals last season at Bochum in the Bundesliga. Images now from the second half. John Moncayola with that shot over the top. Deflected out for a corner as far as he's concerned, but the match officials didn't agree. Strikes it well. Moncayola, who didn't start the first game of the season against Leganés, came on in the second half, changed the game, and therefore earned his starting place against Mallorca, which was the same for Brian Zaragoza. On the ball here, and sending that one over the top. Not too much patience shown in Vicente Moreno last season at Almeria. He's joined a club where they tend to be patient with the coaches. They certainly were with Arrasate. Sergio Herrera was booked in the second half for time wasting. And this is the moment when Osasuna take the lead. It's Aymar Aroth with the shot through the crowd. It takes a deflection, and Ruben Garcia is on hand to score his first goal at home since September 2022. His last 6 goals have all come away from home. Brilliant build-up to the goal. It was Arezzo charging down the right onto a Moncayola pass. Here we see it. He gets ahead of his man and sends over the cross, gets ahead of Mojica, finds Aymar Aroth. He gets 2 shots away, both of them are blocked, and then the rebound runs to Ruben Garcia, and he does the rest through the legs in the end of Dominic Graf. And you can see what it means to him to score in front of those noisy supporters behind Dominic Graf's goal. And once they were in front, they never really looked like giving up the lead. Mallorca didn't cause them too many problems. They had a little bit more of the ball because Osasuna took a step back, although they're on the attack here with Brian Zaragoza shooting just wide. Excellent effort from the former Granada winger. Few late chances for Mallorca. Plenty of added time for them to work with. That was Samu Costa heading into the area and reaching not too far away from the ball. Rayo went down just inside the area. But for all that they huffed and puffed Mallorca, you didn't really feel that they were going to get that equalising goal. They ended up with 3 centre-forwards on the pitch. Carl Larin came on in the second half. Abden Prats also came on. They felt they might have had a penalty there, but the Referee judging that it was a collision between two players, no more. Iker Munoz came on and then went off again. He got injured and had to be replaced by Pablo Ibañez. You see him going down in the centre circle. And that really was the only blight on the afternoon for Osasuna. Nacho Vidal also came on at right back to replace Arezzo. And it was in fact Nacho Vidal who Iker Munoz run into. Off he goes to replace by Ibañez. Raul Garcia Deado also came on, replacing Budimir. So this was a late setback, but it didn't knock Osasuna out of their stride. Carla in here, trying to create a late opportunity for Arasati's team to get back into the game. Mojica's cross shot comfortably dealt with by Sergio Herrera. Unhappy return for Mojica, and indeed for Arasati. Morici with that chest pass into Kyle Larin. He released Maffeo down the right. Maffeo with the early cross, but comfortably taken by Sergio Herrera. A smile from him. And they know that it's all over and they've got the 3 points. And that's the way it finished in El Sadar. Osasuna 1, Mallorca 0.